Okay, we should be back live. Hello. We go check Twitch. Okay, it's hot in here. Uh, cool. Getting one thing set up. How's 5-0 marathon going? I'm just starting for the night. My side monitor stuff set up. All right. Okay. Just see. Oh, okay. Look at this. Lights out is solved. Whisker eraser works. Zero sum health. Okay. This is pretty good. I was a little hungry today, so I got myself some lean steak. I forgot how hungry I get when I do like a full work day. Just has one GPU. Training. Racer's done. Perf is messed up. MOBA should work. Okay. Line volley at 0.64. Good night from Brazil. Thank you. Okay. Sweep running on a new env. Self ships with cannons and self play. How hard is it to write a scripted bot convert? Because usually for new envs, it's good to have a scripted bot before you do full self play. Not useful though if it's like checkers, what makes the envs 20k SPS. Greg? Alright. Mm-hmm. Hello there. Welcome. Saw a video when you were at Lucid. Shh. That was peak blunder years for me. Yeah. It's pretty funny though. Literally run around doing Aikido rolls. I would do that at parties too. It was super dumb. But hey, gotta have fun once in a while. Exactly, not something for this weekend, Convert. Weekend's about getting Puffer done. Okay, so Asteroids was just the end was bugged. Nice. You ever worked on an audio dubbing pipeline? No. That's a pretty random thing, isn't it? Slime volley is very weird. That doesn't just work. Nice. Hacking assert. Full solve. Okay. Can we have full slime volley? I thought we had full slime volley solve. Yeah, we have full slime volley solve. In how long? Uh, less than a minute. It's a pure regression, and it can figure that out just from a regression, just from the stat. Pac-Man crashed. Oh yeah, Pac-Man needs fix. Well, because you do research? I see. Yeah, I'm gonna do another couple hours, I think, tonight. Just until I start getting tired. GraphDex Classic. I think that one works, doesn't it? Oh, okay, that's sketchy. Oh, we have a lot more here. Let's see. Rock better. It's faster. Is my primary concern. I'm describing fairly straightforward stuff to it. I mean, and now there's a little bit of subtlety in some of the stuff, not much. It's all under the like what I would consider pretty routine work though. Balancing fundamentals. Do you know C? If not, go learn to write some C by hand. Actually, puffer ends are a great way to do that. Lots of people got started with puffer, just like writing some ends by hand in C. If you haven't done that type of stuff before, you will be surprised to see how fast code can be. Like really brain dead simple code. Like, oh, this env runs 10 million steps per second on one thread? Huh. We explicitly don't do LLMRL. We do everything else. I don't find it particularly interesting. I don't think there's too much you can really do in the space just because of how big and stupid everything is. And I figure, like, there's enough people doing that stuff anyways. The stuff I'm doing here will not get done if I don't do it. Nobody else will do it. What's this project about? Ultra high performance reinforcement learning. You can play with their stuff on puffer.ai. Got lots of demos. They run in your browser. Finn did a really good job with this. And yeah. Hardware structure. I mean, honestly, like the basics, I kind of didn't have to. If you're used to writing C, it's like, okay, so it's C that runs on your GPU. So the GPU has a bunch of cores and they're all SIMD. Huh? Okay. Well, I can do that. Sure. And you just sort of start writing some stuff. And then you learn, okay, it's a little more complicated with synchronization and launch overhead and graphs and this and that, but really not that bad. Like base CUDA is kind of easy. Optimizing stuff that has map moles in the pipeline and like all sorts of stuff there, okay, it gets very difficult. But your basic kernels are just like LMY's parallel ops in C. Pretty simple. Nice. Whatever, we'll not bother. We'll be fine with this for now. Still in. Okay, other ends. We can just was it whack-a-mole or whatever? How can I train a model to beat it in a soccer game? Kinvert literally has a PR open for like a soccer end with Puffer. I'm gonna merge that this weekend. Convert circle will work, it's basic. No pretending to be injured. Oh, damn, that's good. Why? New to your channel, what are you doing exactly? Right now, I'm basically just triaging a bunch of random minor binding upgrades and fixes to all of our different RL envs. So we have all these different RL environments, and they're all getting upgraded for Puffer 5.0, which is almost done. and they're just miscellaneous porting errors that I'm sort of just orchestrating tiny little fixes to in tests. Um, I usually do this manually every release, but we have too many bloody environments, so this would take me 2 weeks. I figure I'd just do it this way, it's easy, and we'll just make sure that nothing gets screwed up in the process. I'm using Grok because it's faster. Pretty simple. If I become a tribute to get eligible. That GPT was giving. So I didn't take them up on any of those offers because they they basically come with the right to use your project logo and stuff on their website, which no thank you. I know I just have a bit I just have like the whatever Grok heavy plan. I've tried all of them. It really doesn't there's not a big difference in capability among any of them. The only thing that I really do notice is when they're slow as hell. Like, they all make the same dumb, stupid errors constantly. Um, they're not good at writing decent code, but they're still useful. What in the hell? Oh, this is fucking Elliot's goddamn, like, crazy AVX shit. Ugh. Damn it, Elliot. Alright, we'll fix that. It's alright. CraftX is a bigger project. I just want something that smoke tests for now, and we'll fix it later. I'd honestly be most happy if I could just jam some, like, C and write myself a little sim right now. That'd be way more fun than any of this. Turn all the models off, just jam some C. Reward functions. Alright, here's how you design a reward function. Step 1, you try the sparse reward. Alright. Step 2, if that doesn't work and there's not, like, an obvious score or whatever, you pick 5 things that you think are relevant, and then you use protein to hyperparam sweep the weightings of them. That's literally it. Reward design is, like, shitty and annoying, and you generally shouldn't be doing it. Way more important that you get, like, observation, curriculum, any sort of domain randomization. Those sorts of things matter a lot more. What the f- Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, I don't care. This is all gonna go anyways. This is crazy ass terrain gen bullshit. Working on Grok. Again, it's faster. That's literally it. It's just faster. If solve reward equals 1. If solve reward equals 1, actually that will work a good chunk of the time. Like, if you can run your N for 2 million steps and you'll randomly get the reward once, typically, like, that's enough for Puffer to solve it. Assuming that your env is fast. If your env is fast, if your env is slow, make your env fast before doing anything else. Yeah, Elliot did the craft export here. He does a lot of, like, it's funny. He does, like, a lot of very sophisticated stuff, either on CUDA or on the, on, like, not even SimD, what, on, yeah, SimD and Intrinsics as well, but then like he'll miss things. Like, hey, you can cache the fucking map generation and not have to optimize it because it gets called once. Gemini 3.7. It's fast. Is it actually decent though? I don't know. Every time I've tried to mess with Gemini, their thing has just been a nightmare. I know, it's really annoying that it's the most frequent question I get asked is about this stupid language model, rather than, like, any of the actually cool RL stuff. Like, do you not see that these are, like, 40 environments here that are being RL'd, and most of them in, like, 2 minutes from scratch? Here, this is Breakout, 882 milliseconds for a solve. How's that look to you? Yep, we train Breakout in under a second. But nope, Grok more interesting. Yikes. I mean, this here, like, look at this. Oh, of course I don't have it live. This is the local version. Where's Breakout? Here. All right, so this is our agent playing Breakout in your browser. You can train this in under a second. We obviously have much more sophisticated stuff than this. Got this drone env. We've got the fastest open source self-driving sim. This is used professionally. Got a whole bunch of games. This thing can smoke you at Tetris. And lots of fun RL things in around here. And while this is generally boring and annoying pre-release work, the cool thing with 5.0, it's really simple. Like, the whole thing for 5.0, all of the train, visualization, everything code, it's under 10k lines. So everything except the environments is under 10k lines. It's all end-to-end CUDA-C. Like 8 files total. Super easy to work with, like 5k lines for the actual training and model infrastructure, and the rest is like visualization and logging and sweeps. Oh yes, this is still going. The Tetris model is super fun to watch. Tetris, it turns out, is actually kind of too easy to solve to even be a useful research task for us. It's like decent, but it turned out to be kind of easy. Obviously, Breakout is easier, but Breakout we kind of just use as a quick test. You can train it so fast. It used to be that Pong would be the quick test, but now this trains in like 100 milliseconds, and it's too easy. What are your local PC specs? This machine here only has a 3080 on it. I have SSH'd into, I have a machine that I own and I host that has a 5090. I actually have my own cluster, but several of the machines are down now and I'm away, so I can't really maintain them until I'm back. And then at the moment, because those machines are down, I have an 8 GPU VAST instance that I'm just SSH'd into with 8 5090s. And those are currently being used very inefficiently, only two of them. But I'm using these basically to triage various environments and testing. Would this work on Wordle? So this does not have language reasoning built in. The way to think of this is like tabula rasa RL, meaning it is the model starts as a blank slate. It learns purely through interaction. So basically anything that requires you to read is going to be like one of the worst possible things for it. It's actually way easier to give it something that requires vision, even though it doesn't have any vision to start with. That's easier than giving it something that requires full use of language. Look up Puffer 4 to 5. So 5 is end-to-end Q to C, no Python at all. Um, we're simplifying the algorithm a little bit and still getting soda. We have an async training mode that can give you up to 2x perf. And we've also improved a lot of the kernels, and that gives you more perf as well. We also support GPU environments. And like this super fast speed run showcase is that we took breakout down from about 4 seconds to under 1 second in this release. Over 60 million step per second training on breakout. Obviously, you get perf increases everywhere, but we like to have a speed run task just to show off. We kind of need a new speed run. Stuff like a visual stream. Yeah, you can give it visuals. We tend to give it state data. So stuff that's not even at all like interpretable by humans whatsoever, but is just really compact data on the problem. One way to commonly think of this is if you think of playing a game, right? Like, like the game is not actually maintaining the pixel representation that you see internally. It just has some state. Well, instead of having to spend all the compute rendering pixels and processing pixels, we just give the agent state data that would be used to render it anyways. So it's kind of equivalent in a sense and just much faster. I don't think we've ever really seen pixels be like hard or anything, just slow. Did I lose my oh there it is, 5.0 status. Okay. Random events which happen through experiment or playthrough. Yeah, so we train really fast. Like, we literally have setups where the thing can play a month worth of games every second of training. So it's incredibly high perf sim is our solution to most problems. Go in chess. The project trying. Varsity. Yeah, actually, so if you want to chat with Jess on that, we do have a project now where we are trying to solve, or at least play chess reasonably well with only self-play, no human data, and no search. As you can imagine, that's pretty tough. It's better than I am at chess at the very least already. And I think that overall, it's not a chess problem that we're having. It's more so we're having an overall exploration problem with our self-play setup. And I think we're going to be able to improve that pretty soon. Stayed away from chess. It's pretty compute. It's not on the website yet, but it will be. I mean, Jess if you just join the Discord, discord.gg/puffer, Jess in there is the person to talk to about chess. He's quite good at chess as well. I'm horrible at it, so. Is this where the code exists? Puffer, yes, that's the main project. Keep working fast iterations. Well, the main thing for that is when I'm doing algo work, I have environments that can train in under a second that are like a decent indicator that I haven't broken anything, that are like not totally trivial. And then I have pretty damn good environments that are trainable in 3 minutes. And then I have really good environments that I can train in 20 minutes to an hour. And then our best environments that we would typically only run once or twice per release, and those will run over the course of a few days. What's your philosophy of money? I mean, money is good, but I can't actually buy all the stuff I want with it, so money, like, buys me GPUs, at least. Like, Puffer is not a non-profit, you know? We're open source, but we do contracts for companies. We have the fastest open source RL tools out there, and there's really nothing better closed source either. So, if you have RL and you'd like it to be fast and like it to work, we are available. Okay, this is good. Pre-training. We don't need pre-training in RMs. All our stuff's tabula rasa. I mean, our models are absolutely tiny. We just have super, super fast envs. Any form of pre-training that you would want would be like, give it a couple demonstrations, I guess. Like, we can make use of a little bit of human data, but we wouldn't use it for pre-training, because, like, pre-training is something that you do when, like, a lot of your data is in the start phase, and then you do a little bit of training afterwards. We do a lot of training afterwards. So if anything, it would be like an auxiliary loss or whatever. We do it joint. Okay. Do not stream to Discord? Why would I? It depends. I would say that it is a very heavily involved process at the very least. Like, for environment code, you're gonna see me write a lot of code just by hand straight up. Um, when I'm writing, when I'm doing research, some stuff is manual, and then some stuff is like, whatever, let it just try this idea out, and if it works, I'll implement it cleanly. But a lot of the process of implementing cleanly is kind of an incremental refactoring process, where I will use the models for each clearly described step of that. But then I have to go through many, many iterations and then even change, a bunch of stuff manually as well. There's basically no amount of prompting that's just going to get it to give you good code, though, within a cycle or two. It just has, like, too much ingrained big tech jank. Alright, transfer to LLMs, like, URL. No, LLMs, it does, like, it seems like compression objectives in general just scale like nuts with parameters. So whenever you have a compression objective, which is what pre-training is, you end up just scaling really hard on the model size dimension. RL doesn't seem to work that way. Like, the objective is way sparser, so you need a ton of data to train anything, and that also means that you end up with much smaller models. It's also funny though because you end up getting like single task or like task specific superhuman models, and they'll be 100k parameters, you know? Or a few million most of the time. Let me grab a drink real quick. Oops. What? Here I'm wondering why my drink is rolling and the bottom is like blown out. That's bizarre. What do I do about that? Hang on, I'll be right back. Do you find RL more useful for corporate business environments? Fine tuning as opposed to. We don't do language stuff in general, man. Like, there are a lot of problems that are optimization over interactions on a fiddly sim where no human intuition helps you at all. We do this in finance, commerce, we've done it in animation, we've done it in games, we've done it in defense. A lot of different areas. I've been summoned? Yeah, Jess, someone was asking about chess. See what we have in here. Okay, this is better. Basically everything is in here now. NetHack. Smoke tested on NetHack. We just make the performance on NetHack the rate of ascension, and it's just 0 forever. Ascended. No. For anybody not familiar with NetHack, go play that game. I'll take the, like, AGI claim seriously when the models are beating NetHack. To be fair, if they find... Could they do it if they fine-tuned on it? Zero shot, no way. No way they do it zero shot. Even with access to the wiki. What would you recommend to get started on RL? Hello, welcome. My guides. I got guides on X. You go to my articles tab. This is all of our research, but also my educational articles. They link you to entirely free resources, and they give you a lot of good advice. It's pretty much all my best advice in one place. Mm. Generally, the best way to learn is to just start doing some of this stuff, though. Like, go sling a puffer environment together. Look how many environments we have from contributors. All these. All these are different ends. And look, I'm actually going through and I'm trying to get them all to work. What's going on? We are currently attempting... we are attempting to get all of the envs wrangled for our next release. Does anybody have any particular investment in any of these? The only one I see that I really am sad that never got finished is this Tactics Env. Because it's basically a Dofus sim. Which, if you're not familiar with that game, it's kind of like old Fire Emblem combat. That'd make a cool Env. Action space is kind of a nightmare, but it's cool. New project for you? You have enough stuff, Jess. What we got? Battle trains. Okay. Nice. Okay. Works. Works. Prayer switching, NPC kills. Yep. It's still figuring out Dr. Mario. I'd like to actually be able to test some of these. I'm decent. Mm-mm. We definitely need to figure out our gold set of ends. How about the website? Hmm. Good number of ends. What else do we need on 5.0? It's a whole bunch of usability stuff, right? Ocean. I still have to finish the pufferfish thing, don't I? That's a tomorrow type thing, though. I think we can probably do like a gold set of ends or whatever. Why don't we do that real quick? To represent like our coolest and highest quality ends that we actually really care about. And then Constellation will have gold and silver. I mean, why would you read the papers if you don't care about them? You answered your own question, right? Oh, you know what we can do? We can start pulling in some other ends. Let me go check for some stuff that got, let me go check some of the M's that just got, like, crunched in the 5.0 PR. We can just go, we can get those. Understand ML stuff better, might translate. Well, why don't you read stuff in the area that you care about instead? Like, you're telling me you've read all the papers? Hey, Joseph, what's RL? Uh, radioactive lightning. Now, reinforcement learning. We train agents to solve tasks by interacting with sims for a very long time, except it doesn't take a very long time because our sims are really fast. That's your late Friday night level explanation. Real port failure. Okay. I can have this thing pull these in. Turn this light off. Oh, well now I'm in darkness. Okay, I'll keep the light on for the stream. Duh. Neuronet, what? Okay. I'm pulling all the new ends. Neural net. Ah, yes. We'll also grab, new ends. Did I not do that? Wuhan Polar Express. Good night. Ron game? Is open source. Are you using agents? Can use agent. What? Yes, it's open source. We train agents here to play games. I'm not really using the agent to train the agents at the moment here as much as I am just using it to orchestrate a bunch of experiments and do really, really basic, like, basic admin work and job launching. It's massively overkill, but it saves me quite a bit of manual annoying bullshit work, so that's what's going on at the moment. The slightly less trivial thing that I am also having it do at the moment is just like triage obvious fixes, like pattern match the common bugs that we have from other ends. Mostly just small port issues though, nothing really too critical. Tron game? Oh, is that actually PR'd? If that's PR'd, I'll grab it. I'll just see what other things is targeting. Okay, this is already in. Trajectory? I don't know what you mean by that. This weekend it will be. I'll get it in this weekend so I can merge it to get it into the 5.0 release just in time. It's gonna be another couple weeks for 5.0, but I'm gonna probably stop merging new ends pretty soon. I'm doing the big batch of them now, pretty much. Okay, yes, that is what a trajectory is. But you asked me, like, what is the capital T trajectory? So, you did not ask me for, like, a definition of basic RL term, I didn't think. Go do something useful while this is open. Chain reaction. Soccer and Pathfinder. Pathfinder. All of Kinvert's stuff. It's Out got merged. Is Dogfight? Whatever happened to Dogfight? I think that's it, right? Faster than I was writing. Yeah, but the port is basic, dude. Like, the update is really easy. Actually, it's been that way for the last couple versions. Like, nothing has actually required you to overhaul ends in any meaningful way. Just a couple API changes. That's basically everything. Custom self-play. So we no longer care if you have custom stuff. but it is on you to figure out what it is, like to fix it. The thing I will do on your behalf now is if you are just gonna run a language model to like update it, I'll do that for you. I don't particularly care. But if you want an actually good fix to anything, then yeah, you have to do it. Hello. Uh, so what we're gonna basically, oh god, Flappy. We'll triage. We're probably gonna delete any of these that like really suck. But I figure what we'll do is since it's basically free to pull them in, we'll basically take all the ends, we'll pull them all in, we'll update them, we'll see whether they're fast and useful. And then what I'm gonna start doing, since we're getting so many damn NPRs, is I'm just gonna start grading them. Like, the ends that we actually use and trust that have stood the test of time are gonna be graded gold. The ends that are like nice but need some work or need some more time in the tank are gonna be silver. And everything else is just gonna get the default puffer cyan. Okay. We'll use agent ops. What? What is that crap? Very, very little of my work looks like what you're seeing now, right? I'm basically doing what you're seeing now because this is a chunk of my work that I have to do every release. That's always a pain. It's just like a lot of janitorial work, right? And instead of taking a week to do this, I figure we can do it this weekend with this thing and be done. And for all the gold ends, I'm going to make sure that nothing's gotten messed up. And for all the silver ends, I'm at least going to go look at them and see how close they are to being ready to be gold. And that's fine, as long as it's not messing constellation. Constellation does not have the similar patterns. Very different. Dynamic systems take it. So basically, that's a nothing word. Yeah, that's a nothing word. Nice. Nice gold border. I like the idea of having the color grading for the M's. It just makes my life a lot easier thinking about stuff. Because now instead of like, oh no, I have all these M's to fix, it's just like, no. I just have to think about what M's I want to be in the nice fixed set. Grok 4.6, yikes. So you like sitting in front of your computer waiting forever to do nothing because the model takes forever to run anything? It's fast. I don't need it to be smart because I am smart. Thank you very much. Or at least I'm not completely glue-eatingly retarded most of the time. I don't know if I'll go as far as to say smart. But the bar has been very low for that particular attribute lately. If you were expecting some polish here, note that this is now we're going into 8th hour streaming today. So, okay. Silver. Okay, that looks nice, right? Gold, silver. Nice. I like this. Yeah, I like this idea. Yeah, but Gemini was a pain to use. I found it to generally be a pain. At least previously. It was tied to all Google's like super heavy crap. Eh, lock, nice. Llama, hundreds to thousands. So, like, there is a lower bound, right? I don't need the models to be smart, but they need to at least be coherent. I basically didn't use the models at all before the start of this year because for my taste they were like just incoherent. Like they did not even save time at all for anything. Whoa. I'm trying to think what we want to do here. What is left to do on the release? So I have some code review to do. We need the sweeps, obviously, for all the important ends for Constellation. We want a couple soda results on the bigger ends. I think it's just the end side work, maybe after that. Just go back. So right now, it's not writing a massive amount of code. Like this here is pulling in existing code, and it's essentially just making very minor API upgrades. So despite today being like all agent crap, except for this morning where I was doing more refactoring stuff, it's not really writing much code. This is mostly like maintenance and integration I'm doing at the moment. Pre-release work is what it is. Like it says right up there, right? It's pre-release work. It's got to pull in all the new ends, see what looks cool, and then what's going to be in what list. Note that we're way more protective about the quality of our core code than we are about environments, because like if somebody wants to submit an environment that's not good, it's fine. Like people just won't use it. You don't actually even include you don't include every environment in the compilation anyways. Like when you build Puffer, you build it against one environment. So like the code literally doesn't even factor into anything if we have like a couple bad ends. You should Joseph check all the ends. I am going to do that for the ones that I know are like LLM crap. But I don't know if I'm going to spend the effort, Jess. I will probably do that if it's like, this is a cool env if it were written well, you know? Manually review the cool ones. Yeah, I could. What time is it? 8:37. I'll work another 20 minutes. Well, they do work. Won't work? Hmm. Why is it showing Linux on the browser? Because those are terminals that are on Linux tabs. I don't know what to tell you. Those aren't browser. I thought it was a browser. It's alright. I'm answering questions kinda grumpily at this point because I stream a lot today. And that's the model being stupid, trying to like add website paths to the training config. Their extra tool costs. Well, I don't know what they do in tokens, but I'm just using the default plan and I haven't run out yet. So far, no. Right? Yes, I do write lots of code. I would like to be writing more code. And every time I have to boot up a stream for something that's not core dev, One second, guys. Do people seriously have nothing better to ask me than, like, the bloody, like, language model? It's the least important thing possible on the entire stream. I guess that's kind of my fault for just standing here, like, looking at shit. Here. Let me just go over what's going on here, okay? So this is kind of just like a chill maintenance, like, it takes a long time to do this work, whether I do it manually or semi-automatically. Um, Look, we have all of these environments, you see? They're actually like another 5 or 10 getting merged in. Um, like 60 environments. All of them need to run training correctly. They all ideally need to at least produce something reasonable when you train on them. Ideally, they are up to our performance specs. Ideally, like, we rate the good ones and make sure that the ones that, like, we typically rely on are all beating previous state of the art because of the new update. And typically, this just means like 3 weeks of very, very boring work where I have to very slowly, like, run this env, run that env, fix this tiny integration bug, fix that tiny integration bug. We're automating most of this crap that time. Or most of that crap this time, rather. It's really easy work. I already kind of took care of most of the, like, I know why that specific env is jank here, let's fix that, earlier today. There are going to be a couple things that I still have to do on some of the more complex envs. But not too bad. Technical details of my workflow? Well, really it depends what I'm working on, right? My favorite stuff is when I'm working on a sim, and then I kind of just get to jam some classic C. That's really nice. Um, for algo work, depending on what it is, if it's like a out there idea where I'm like, I wonder if this works. I don't really care if I get a false negative. Then I'll just have LLM go try it, and if the result works, then I will actually bother to look at it and implement it correctly myself. Um, if it is like a core algorithm thing that has to work in the sense that, like, it is a crucial thing that exists for Puffer, we know it will work, it just has to be done correctly, then the process gets to be much more manual. Um, I actually, one of the things that bothered me a lot was the lack of ability to do work manually when needed because of just all of the LLM shitty code bloat, as well as not just LLM bloat, but just the transitioning pain from Forge to pure CUDA C, which is why I spent a good 2 to 3 weeks this update just cutting down the code size. So now we have less than 10K total lines. We have less than 5K lines for the actual core. We actually have like a really compact thing that it's pretty easy to iterate on now. And that's going to set us up very nicely for future algo dev as well. Look at this mess. Yeah. Long, long. Nope. Low-hanging fruit for RL and Puffer in general? That's a nice question. So, I mean, we're pretty damn good on perf at this point. Like, we have really good perf. Um, Anything architecture-wise that we do at this point would be pretty tough. We've gone into self-play, and we think that we're basically bottlenecked by exploration, which is not easy at all. The curriculum stuff that we want to do in Puffer 6, I still think will work, but it's not going to be easy either. Not at all. I think probably the next thing like that would be kind of obvious is that Puffer's just really good now, and we could probably solve a lot of really impressive tasks just by throwing existing Puffer defaults plus sweep at it. So I think if anything, the low-hanging fruit would just be like ludicrously cool demos. You can't quite vibe code all of that yet. But it's kind of near the point where Puffer Core is just so good that like you can almost vibe code very cool looking things. Um, you probably can fake like a fair bit of it to be fair, but like the actual demos that RL people will look at and say, "Damn, that's impressive." Those you still can't vibe code. Those you still need to know what you're doing. Um, but that's mostly a testament to like just how stable Puffer is what I meant that as, right? Like Puffer is very, very stable at this point. There are a couple places where there's a little bit of jank. Okay, another thing that we could do that's like low-hanging fruit would just be like going through existing places where stuff is jank and trying to understand why, like with hyperparameters and stuff. That's probably pretty low-hanging fruit. Like a trap. What? Surface? I mean, we're just mostly trying to figure out stuff like why we occasionally still get really low clip coefficients and lambda terms appearing in sweeps. Improve on Puffer is kind of like that it will just fail. Why are they bad? Clip coefficients mean that, like, you're doing something kind of weird to the optimizer because you're stopping most of the gradients, which is sort of weird. It's kind of just like a nonsensical setting that sometimes works for a reason we don't understand why. There are a few things like this that still happen sometimes. They also tend not to replicate very well, like across seeds. They tend to be pretty unstable hypers. I fully believe that language models will give us like fairly impressive narrow intelligence. Oh, I've just left it off by default. Whatever, though. They'll just scrape like final pufferlib anyways. I don't know, maybe if they make the thing free and then they serve my queries twice as fast. Mhm. Oops. Oops. Is this playing Pong yet? That's playing Pong. Cool. Little janky. We should probably constrain the frame skip to not be able to be that high. Just render it smoothly. We could do that as well. That's probably significantly better. It's not disingenuous. Frame skip is literally just it holding the key down. This is temporary. Just so, like, I can figure out what ends are working. We have a lot of ends. Who bet? Oh. Let's see if any of this works. We got some frame rate problems. Drone's broken. That's gonna break. Maze works. Works. Hmm. Lots of things need some fixing. This is throwaway, so yes. The rest of it is not really web dev, it's just uploading websites to the folder. I mean uploading uploading env to the folder. Well, honestly, it's not like the web stuff really isn't that bad given that it's just it's HTML, a little bit of CSS, and a tiny bit of JavaScript. All the interactive stuff, for the most part, it's just the WebAssembly build of the envs. Yeah, so we'll fix this stuff tomorrow. Frame rate issues. Tried multi-GPU. I think multi-GPU works now, I'm pretty sure. I think we fixed that. I'm not positive. That was a bad bug, though. Patched the versions from a few hours ago. Really? Bad. I thought I fixed that. Yeah, this right there. This is the fix. I merged to 5.0 like pretty few hours ago, I guess. I merged this so that we actually have a full pre-release branch. Nope, not LLMRL. Everything but LLMRL. This is so satisfying to watch. Buffers eat stars. What? Oh ho. Here's Kinvert's Appian Lock. Here's Clifford Env. Apparently this is quantum something or other. Ooh. Nice. Gorilla Checkers. Invert Soccer Env. Ants. This is a super old Env, but it's kind of cool. No shit, it works online. Well, this is locally, but yeah. I was just pulling in all the M's convert. Chain reaction. That's a little bit of a mess. Calling it in 5 minutes though, guaranteed. So I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick look at some of these M's, and we're gonna launch a sweep tonight. I like this one. This like boss fight Env. Pathfinder. Bat. Clicky Env. Missing some assets, it seems. Space Invaders. It actually merged one of the floppy ends. That's so funny. I don't know if this is actually like the best one. Cool, we have lots of stuff. Hurting floaty puffer. Yeah. Okay. It stalls. Fuck. Alright, I'll have to figure that out, Jess. My bad. I know multi-GPU sweeps, I think, works. Maybe not. I guess I have to test it now anyways. Yep, this works. Okay. Fun for self play. Yeah, they dropped by the stream earlier saying that they would do that. I will merge that. Yeah, table's kind of shit. Really? Oh, that's fine. I don't know why the fuck it does this. They're just very dumb. Sometimes. Man. We're good here, right? I think we're good. Okay. I'll double check on this before I go to sleep. I'm gonna just take like probably just make sure this is going for the next 40 minutes, chill a little bit, and then in the morning tomorrow, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go for a run, and we're gonna get as much as possible of the 5.0 pre-release end stuff done, so that Sunday and Monday we can really just be working on like core docs, any broken shit, something in self-play. Thank you for that. Hang on, let me click one thing. Okay. I think this is good. Yeah, that's a bunch of nice runs. Look at that. All right. Thank you, everyone. Discord.gg/puffer for dev. Puffer.ai for all the stuff. Start of the puffer. I'm exhausted. I'm going to call it a night.